Hello, historians. We are wrapping up Unit 1 with Notes 8, Citizenship, Rights and Responsibilities. When you're looking in your packet, go ahead and find this page. You'll notice that Notes 8 has 2 pages, so we'll start here and then we'll wrap up with the second page. To begin, we're going to talk about the word citizen, which is a member of a political community who has rights and responsibilities. And in the United States, that word has not always referred to the same people. In particular, the word citizen before the Civil War, which took place in the 1860s and brought an end to slavery, meant white people. And after the war, citizen was defined more broadly to include anyone and everyone who was born here, and that anybody who was born here was a U.S. citizen and had all of the constitutional rights granted to citizens. There are 3 different ways to become a citizen here in the United States. The first is called the law of the land, and the law of the land simply means that you are born here or in one of our territories and you're automatically given citizenship. This applies to the vast majority of Americans, again, people who are born here. Another way to become a citizen is called the law of blood. The law of blood refers to people who are born to American parents, but in a foreign country. So for example, if a couple was living in Tokyo because one of them had worked for a corporation with the headquarters there, and they had a child, that child would be an American citizen. And that applies to whether the parents are both American citizens or just one of them is. And then the third way to become a citizen or to be a citizen is to be naturalized. Naturalization is a process, and it takes quite some time for a person to go completely through it and become a citizen. There are definitely some requirements that you have to fulfill, from coming to the United States legally to avoiding a criminal record, showing that you read and write and speak in English, and then take an oath of allegiance to the United States at a special ceremony after you have passed a citizenship test. So once you've lived here for 5 years, then you can begin your naturalization process. It does take quite some time in order to fulfill the requirements and to pass the test, which is incredibly difficult, and sometimes people need to take it more than once. But once they do, and they have fulfilled all of the requirements and submitted all of the paperwork, that oath of allegiance, that special ceremony to become naturalized, is a very special occasion for them. For rights and responsibilities, we're going to take a look on your second page of notes at some things that apply to just U.S. citizens, some that apply to non-citizens only, and then those things that apply to both groups. So non-citizens would be those people living here in the United States who do not have citizenship. So those would be people who are here working on a visa, those people who are here on a green card, those people who are here on a student visa, those people who are here on vacation, or perhaps those people here who have come illegally. So U.S. citizens can vote in elections, they can be issued a U.S. passport, they can run public office, and they can serve on a jury. Non-citizens can become naturalized, so if you're living here and you're a non-citizen and you want to become an American citizen, you can go through the naturalization process. You can also apply to stay here to work on a visa, and if you do break the law, depending on the crime, you can be deported. Those items that belong under the category for both groups, so both citizens and non-citizens must obey the laws. They must pay taxes, and whether you're a citizen or a non-citizen, if you want to travel outside of our borders, you will need a passport. So U.S. citizens would have a United States passport, and then non-citizens, they would have a passport from their country of origin. Rights and responsibilities. These 2 categories mean a little bit have a little bit different meanings. Rights are those things that we are granted as Americans, and we are given those privileges because we have citizenship. Responsibilities are those things that we should do as citizens. So under the rights, you can see we have the constitutional rights, which really boils down to our Bill of Rights, all of those different rights granted to us in the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. And another constitutional right we're given is the right to vote, so that our country runs on the principle of popular sovereignty, where the power of the government comes from the people. Another right of citizenship is to be treated equally under the law and to be free from discrimination. Now on the other side, on the right, you can see the responsibilities of Americans, like registering to vote, making sure that we obey laws, paying our taxes, serving on juries, becoming educated, and then respecting the rights of others. So those are things we should do in order to maintain our country and in order to sort of live up to the hopes and expectations of the writers of our Constitution. All right, that's it. We have finished Unit 1. That wraps it up. Have a great day.